Hi folks, Kellen here, and been working on a little website here. I got Apache running locally on my system, and just started typing some stuff, trying to create some content for this site. This web page was constructed by Kellen Riley. That's a pretty noob move to make when you make a website, but I've made it, and so here's some project ideas and to-dos. Come up with an original game idea. Now that's a challenge in and of itself, and my idea is not that original. My current line of thinking is a game like Age of Empires. Only you get to define the units and upgrades for your civilization. Think about Earth 2150 as an example, but medieval themed. So not really an original game idea, right? but and it's a fuzzy idea. It's not really concrete. So, of course, my second item is work on this website. I'm really not sure what it's going to become, but maybe coding oriented stuff, or computer science oriented, or mathematical oriented stuff. I'm not sure. Right now, obviously, the website is just a big list of stuff that I'd like to accomplish. Study chess more heavily, memorize openings that set you up for a strong mid game. So me and my dad, we like to play chess, and I don't really know any openings, so if I learn some openings, that could be a good thing for me. Go camping and explore the outdoors, practice outdoor living skills. I do have a book. It's called the SAS Survival Guide, and it's got plenty of skills that you can learn while you're in the outdoors, so there's that. Want to study more, study up, math, technical texts, etc. I want to be more knowledgeable about technology, mathematics, computer science, etc. And I've got a very good library for that already. So the books are there, but I just need to read them. Quit smoking. Man, this is a tough one. Here's something I wrote. I need to remind myself to do grounding exercises, like focusing on the breath, more often. It is especially important to do this exercise during moments of craving. So I find that, I'm sitting around and I'm like, oh, I'd really like a cigarette, but I'm just trying to delay that process. When I first get the urge, how long can I last until I just have to smoke, right? And I'm trying to extend that time, so quitting smoking is a real challenge. Another alternative I thought was I could switch to pipe smoking, and I have been in the past an exclusive smoker of the pipe. There was about a 2 year stretch there where I didn't smoke any cigarettes, but I did smoke a pipe, so I know that that can work for me, and I'm probably going to go back to that, but I just really like to quit the cigarette habit because it wreaks havoc on your throat, lungs, etc. Learn more about how to manage schizophrenia and fibromyalgia and any other related illnesses I'm afflicted by. So I have multiple mental health diagnoses. I don't know what the plural of diagnosis is, probably diagnoses. But I have multiple of them in the mental health department. I'm bipolar, I think type 1, as well as schizophrenic, so continue to work on AoE2 AI scripting, explore the scenario editor, and random map scripting. So I actually have been doing work on that. One of my ideas is to do some research on historical struggles and base a scenario or campaign around it. So scripting, either random map scripting or AI scripting, really opens up the world of Age of Empires, and I'd like to construct my own custom scenario or campaign. I'm just not sure what I'm going to use as material for inspiration, right? Become a stronger player by practicing matches against progressively harder AI and complete missions in single player. So there's really two reasons why I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. The primary reason is I have the only way I can get internet access is with a hotspot, and my phone hotspot has a data limit on it, right? So after I've used 20 gigabytes, I'm throttled, and that doesn't work for online games. but I can still browse the web and watch YouTube, so it's really not a big deal. And also the second reason is I really do enjoy playing single player more than multiplayer because it's just more relaxed. It's a more relaxed atmosphere, right? You lose against an AI, it's not really a big deal. It's easy to figure out what the AI is doing and counter it, so it's a bit easier than playing against an actual human. But maybe in the future, when I get a better internet connection set up, I can start doing some more multiplayer gaming. I've been watching this guy named Artosis play StarCraft, and the speed at which he execute things is just, I mean, it's totally bonkers, right? His screen is constantly moving, his mouse is constantly moving, he's constantly managing all these different things, and I really enjoy watching his content. He tends to get a bit tilted though sometimes, and it's like, alright, dude, calm down. But, anyways, that's just my opinion. Artosis is good shit in the end. Walking is a good start, but gradually increase exercise. I think yoga is a good next step. Yeah, so I did do a bit of yoga yesterday, just a few cat-cow poses, so I'm working on that. Redevelop curiosity about the world that has lots of nooks and crannies. So the thing is, suffering with bipolar 1, there's episodes of depression. And I've noticed when I'm depressed that I don't have a lot of curiosity about anything, really. Like, it just seems like more stuff to learn, and it seems overwhelming. And that creates anxiety, and I don't want to cause anxiety for myself, so I just don't learn, But I'd like to redevelop my curiosity. I remember when I was younger, I was curious about everything and constantly getting my fingers into just random stuff, I'd like to get back to that place, but hopefully I can. We'll see. Practice the banjo. I have a banjo. It's hanging on the wall. I haven't practiced it in weeks, and I should probably start practicing it again. Get better at drafting arena decks in Hearthstone. So my favorite website, heartharena.com, didn't work for my latest draft because of the Perils in Paradise update to Hearthstone. So I drafted my own deck, and the first match I played was a complete loss. I think I was too heavy on the 2 and 3 drops. Anyways, I'm really not interested in playing Hearthstone with that deck anymore because it seems like a losing deck, but it would be a good exercise for me to just play the deck for the full, you can keep playing until you lose 3 matches in Arena, right? So I should just deal with the deck that I do have, try to play it the best I can until 3 losses, right? That's what I should do. Another item here, Age of Empires 2 AI scripting is very challenging, especially when you want to do advanced stuff. Expect things to go wrong the first time and embrace the challenge. So I've been hacking on a bit of an AI. I can show you some of it here. It's called Grainy Weenie, and here's all the code that Grainy Weenie executes currently. In my last playtest, because it goes militiaman line, it goes with the militia, military unit. It was faced up against a Japanese player, and the Japanese samurai were just cutting my stuff down, and yeah, there was no chance of me winning that match, so there was no chance for my AI to win that match, so I'm going to have to really buff my Age of Empires AI if I expect it to win consistently. Here's another item. I've been studying a bit of cryptography, and I'm finding the topic very challenging and math heavy. Reading and supplementing with what I can find online, videos or articles, should help. Yeah, so I've got a book. It's called Cryptography Made Simple, and the first chapter just totally blew my mind, and I'm not sure I actually understand anything about cryptography, so I'm going to have to start reading and rereading the stuff that I don't understand, start asking questions and trying to answer them, right? That's the process of learning, and the problem with me now is I'm having a tough time generating questions that will further my understanding. It's really challenging right now for me to do that, so that's okay though. A visit from a friend. Yeah, so a friend came and visited me and is staying for a few days, so that's really good. You know, I can just walk into his room and start talking if I want to. Begin learning Bash, Z Shell, C Shell, or any other shell. I'd like to be more confident on the command line, so learning these shells and how they work is going to be an excellent step towards mastering more stuff on the command line. Brush up on CSS and JavaScript skills. Uh, yeah, so this website will be a place where I can work on CSS and JavaScript skills, right? Spend next month's cash on car repair. My car is only running on 2 cylinders right now, but it does run, so that's good. I'm just thankful that it runs, right? Take a break, play with Legos. Yeah, I've got a 3-in-1 Lego set, you know, 3 different figurines that you construct with one set of Legos, so I can switch between. It's like a rabbit, a seal, and a parrot. So trying to be more conscious about, you know, taking frequent breaks from being wrapped up in whatever I'm wrapped up in, right? Take a shower, brush teeth. The my self-care routine has totally gone out the window these last few weeks, so this is just a reminder to take care of myself, right? Look at bank statements and unsubscribe from anything you don't use. I have a feeling I have a few subscriptions to folks which I don't use anymore, so I should get rid of those to save some money. And here's a good one. Treat yourself with understanding and kindness even when you don't get what you listed done. Right? This is a really ambitious list that I've got here, and I expect it to take a lot of time for me to feel satisfied that I've completed an item, right? Some items are more specific than others, like learn a shell in the command line. That's a bit more specific. Get better at drafting arena decks in Hearthstone. That's a bit more specific. So that's helpful. Get better at using Discord. Try to leverage the features it has to explore conversational history that might pertain to the problem at hand. Yeah, so basically that's just using the search feature of Discord to try and drum up past conversations that may relate to a problem that I have currently. And this item applies to more the Age of Empires 2 AI scripting. Discord is also an excellent place to practice clear communication. So, you know, if I have a problem in my Age of Empires AI, and there's a problem, but the language that I would use to describe that problem is too fuzzy, then I'm not going to get a good answer back, right? So it's sort of like garbage in, garbage out. So I'd like to be better at being a lot more specific, a lot more pointed when I ask a question on Discord. That way I can get a better response. Try reading for understanding rather than quickly scanning a text and hoping to arrive at the answer to a question more quickly. So I see a little typo there. Let's see, this needs to be and. There we go. So the thing is, like, there's so much information and knowledge around computer science, programming, mathematics, etc., graphics, networking, all that stuff. I found I'm getting into a habit of just trying to hope that I'll stumble upon an answer by randomly flipping through texts, right? And that's not really a good approach, right? The good approach is to read things all the way through and try to gain a complete understanding. So right now I'm scanning texts and I should be reading texts. Ask more questions. Sharpen how you ask your questions. Sometimes it is hard to even think up a question. So this is something that I encountered in college where you get so confused about what's happening that you can't even think of a question to ask, right? The only thing you can say is, I don't really get it. I'm confused. So, get to know OBS a bit better. So, that's my screen recording software, and I'd like to be better at using it. I did manage to figure out how to boost my mic levels, so hopefully the audio from my microphone comes through clearer. I got a section on writings here. Writings is just stuff I type out of boredom, really. I listen to Lo-Fi Girl, sip some coffee, type some stuff into an HTML document. I scroll around on YouTube and Twitch, hopelessly hoping to cure boredom. I have to admit, I think this one's pretty funny. Popular YouTubers have strong opinions and personalities. That's not me. Yeah, so I'm sort of a monotone guy, and on most subjects I'm sort of in the middle. I don't have a lot of strong opinions, even though I have been a programmer for 5 or 6 years. I don't really have a lot of strong opinions about programming paradigms or languages or any of that. I sort of take the approach of, well, use what you think will work. If you find out it doesn't, switch to something else, and hopefully that works, right? I've had quite a colorful mental life so far. Yeah, I've been a patient of the psych ward multiple times. Let the mind roam, then pull it back in with the breath. So this is about not feeling guilty about the fact that my mind wanders, just reminding myself to focus on the breath when that does happen. So that's the pull back in part. Here's another thing. I feel like I'm on the edge of another schizo episode. I'm probably feeling that way due to a lack of sleep, teetering on the edge of insanity. So yeah, lack of sleep for extended periods will cause the mind to go bonkers. Here's an item for the website. Integrate with an SQL database of some sort. And I found out that my installation of Apache has access to SQLite 3 by default, so that's pretty good. And then here I've got this thing. I was trying to write some JavaScript that would compute the greatest common divisor of two numbers. And that involves knowing an algorithm for computing the greatest common divisor, right? There's a method for doing that. And there's Euclid's method, and I tried reading the pseudocode for how to do that, what the pseudocode of Euclid's method, and I just got totally lost and confused, so I gave up on that. There's nothing functional here. Anyways, that's my big long list of things to do and improve on. It's going to get longer, and I'm just going to try to tackle one item at a time. Just because there is a big long list, that doesn't mean I'm overwhelmed. It just means there's a lot of stuff left to do in life, right? So, this has been Kellen Riley speaking, signing off.